if you can rent this or borrow it from a friend, it's really nice, and it's a lot easier than those small $30 Harbor Freight tile saws. Well, here's as far as I've gotten today. You can see I started this row, and it's always difficult, like I said, because there's that lip transition. You kind of have to build up the tile adhesive to make it a nice smooth angle. And here's where I've done, last night and today, I've finished up all the way to the top, and I'm working on this border here. These are whole tiles that I'm putting the traditional way horizontally. And also I should be able to get almost a whole tile along the top, and this edge here I'll be able to get a whole tile for the border, so it will look pretty much symmetrical all the way around. But the same problem that I had at the base I'm having here. I have to build up the tile adhesive to make that smooth transition, because this wall is a little bit higher than this board, so I have to put a little extra tile adhesive just to smooth that angle so it's not a jagged bend. You can see here it's a little bit higher on this tile, but hopefully no one will notice that once it's all done. For the last shower we decided not to go to the ceiling, but on this one we are. You can see that I ended with this half piece, and now we're installing these cut tiles all the way to the top. There's a slight variation in thickness, so I have different size pieces pre-cut. Also, I added the two that go around the shower, and the important thing here is that these two holes are open, because that's where the plate is going to screw onto. So that's what I'm doing tonight, is just putting that border, finishing up this side, adding this border, and then tomorrow I can start on the shelves. Here's where I'm at right now. The tile is about 99% done. I have to add one piece around the shower head, and the shelves are done. They don't look pretty, you can see the jagged edges, but that'll all be covered up by this shelf here. That slides in and it covers up all the edges because it has, you can see, a large lip on it. Around the shower faucet's done. The only thing I have to do left is around this bottom edge and the other side. It's a little tricky because there's the tub lip which sticks out right here, and it's not even. But other than that, I'm just letting the thick edge tile adhesive dry for a few days, and then we can tape everything off and do the grout. Today I'm going to put the shelves in. I have two corner shelves on either side, just like the other shower, and here they are. They were 10 bucks at Home Depot, and they have a lip and this ridge. And what I found from doing it in the last shower is the more tile adhesive, it seems like, the better. When I just put it on kind of as I was putting tiles on, I could tell it wasn't seating right. When I just put all over the both sides and squeezed it in there and squeezed all that tile adhesive out, that seemed to work the best. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a ton on here and try to fit it in these slots and get it basically level. It has a slope on it so the water will drain out. We haven't had a problem with the other shower. But I'm going to put it on basically like that. I have plenty of tile adhesive on there, and I'm going to try to fit it in, and hopefully I won't get too much on the tile itself. That didn't work. Let me try this end first. There we go. And you can see it all. I'm really pushing on it. You can see all the adhesive squeezing out. And that's what you want. I found we can always clean the excess up. And it looks pretty centered in the gap. And I'm going to tape it up, but that adhesive will stick it in there like that. Now here's the second shelf that I did, and you can see that a gap is starting to form, and that's because I haven't taped it up yet. And this whole shelf is starting to sag under the weight, and that's why you have to tape it up like I did here, so that you have some pressure lifting it up. Otherwise it's going to sag and dip. So I'm going to tape this up, and you'll see that this will squeeze out of the joint there like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm back in Carrie's bathroom, and we're going to put the tile baseboard around all the walls in the bathroom. We were going to use wood, but we were worried it might get wet and we'd have to rip it out. So it's the same tile we're using in the showers, and I'm going to put a spacer underneath and on the side the same way we did in the showers, and just go around all the walls in the bathrooms. Well, the baseboard tile border went a lot better than I thought. I actually didn't have to make a single cut. As you can see, it worked out in this corner, and all the way in the other corner, the same thing. There were a little bit of problems here around the water pipe to the toilet, but I just had to chip away one of those corners. But overall, it went really quickly, and hopefully it turns out well when we grout it and use the colored silicone caulk. You get quite a bit of tile adhesive on the end of your trowel. I'm using the grooved edge because it's just quicker. I scrape it on, I get the front half, then I take the trowel and spread it evenly over everything on the tile. Then, with that same grooved end, you scrape it off, and that's it. You're ready to set it on the wall. A couple days ago, I grouted one side of the shower. I did this one right here as much as I could. I didn't want to waste any grout, but I did 80% of this, and like I said before, I had to tape off all of these tiles. So now it's been a few days. I probably should have done it immediately after, but now I'm going about and having to pull off all the masking tape that was used to protect the tiles. It's a real pain in the butt having to do it. I probably should have done it the next day when it was still a little bit moist, but I'm pulling it off, and there are some areas where there have been little cracks in the grout, so I'm going to have to go back and kind of get a slurry and kind of fill all this in, but it looks pretty good. And I just have the 2 remaining walls to go. Alright, I just got finished with the grouting of all the seams. It went just like the last shower. I had the masking tape over the tiles. I grouted it. The only difference was I did it in sections this time. That way I could stop, take the sponge, and really make sure it was smooth before it hardened. So I did it multiple days rather than all at once. But all the grout joints look pretty good, and I'm ready to take the caulking, the colored caulking, and do this edge, and then I'm going to take the white silicone caulk and I'll probably do the top edge and along the bottom, but I'm going to do the tinted colored caulk in the corners and along the shelves. You just saw was actually recorded 3 years ago, and we're still really happy with how the bathrooms turned out. It makes our house look much more modern. It gets rid of that old 70s kind of feel from when our house was built. It was a lot of work, especially with all the screw-ups along the way, but it's totally doable for an average homeowner that has some of the tools and some of the skills. When we started out, I had never done tile before, but by the 3rd bathroom we knew what we were doing. It went a lot faster and a lot easier. So in doing this bathroom, this was the 3rd one we had done. I did the tile in the 1st floor, I did the shower tile around the tub, and now I came to this one, and everything went smoothly. I did the floor tile for the 3rd time, that went great. I used the thicker trowel, perfect. I put the toilet back in, no problem. I used 2 wax rings, and that went fine. I did all the tile in the shower myself, and I learned from doing all the other ones how to do the tile adhesive and how to set all the spacing, and I had 0 problems with that. But of course, we can't do any of these bathrooms without screwing up once. And that screw up came after we did all the demo and the plumbing, and I thought I had everything shut off, and there was no shut off on the pipes. When I cut them, some water came out and the power went out, and we had no power, no water, and we had to do a shut off. So of course you're going to run into problems like that, but hopefully you can say, okay, I can fix this, and know what the problem is and know how to fix it, and it's not too big of a deal. And of course, still, doing this ourselves, we saved a ton of money compared to having to pay someone else to do it. So we're still happy with how it turned out. And doing that third bathroom, by that point, I'd seen a lot of the problems we'd run into, so it wasn't anything new. Whereas that first floor, we ran into problems every step along the way. Third bathroom, it's like, oh yeah, I know how to fix that. We already had that problem. So if you want to check out those other videos, you can see the links in the description or check out my playlist. So my advice to you is expect things to go wrong. If this is the first time you're doing this, you're not going to do it perfectly, and we didn't either. We screwed up on the tile floor and the shower and the toilet. But by the third bathroom, I was doing those all myself, and it went much easier and much quicker. The next thing is expect it to take a lot more time than you originally think. We thought, oh yeah, it'll take a week or a weekend or something like that, and it took a lot more because you have to go to the store and buy stuff you forget, or you have to wait for things to dry, so it takes a lot more time than you originally think. And it also costs a little bit more money than you thought. Even though we had the spreadsheet filled out and we thought we had bought everything initially, you forget, oh, you need one more box of tile, or you break a tile, or you need more mortar. So it's going to cost a little more money than you thought. But just make sure you have a plan. Measure everything up, know what you want to do, get dimensions and quantities for everything, fill out the spreadsheet and get an idea of what you need and what it's going to cost. And watch some videos and talk to people who have actually done it and get their opinion on what they forgot and how they screwed up, or tips and little tricks you can do to save you time and do it right, hopefully the first time. So let me know. Hopefully this is helpful, and let me know what you think. Thanks. The video you just watched was just one part from a series of bathroom remodel videos we did. Click next to see the next video in the series, or you could check out my bathroom remodel playlist to see all the videos we did while remodeling the 3 bathrooms in our house. And if you found this video helpful, feel free to like the video and subscribe. Thanks.